I started my career working at Domaine Chandon as the research winemaker, and Anne was responsible at that time for overseeing the Carneros vineyards, which was the bulk of the production at Domaine Chandon. And so we collaborated on some early research projects there. And mind you, this is in the late 80s when there was a lot of, at that time, new research being done with trellising, spacing, clones, rootstock, etc. And I made small lots of wine from the experiments that Anne oversaw in the vineyard. I think as a winemaker, working with any grower, any viticulturalist, the important thing is to be on the same page. And there's different styles of wine, there are different levels of quality, and there are different goals associated with each. With Anne, she is the ultimate perfectionist. She wants nothing more than produce the most flavorful fruit from any vineyard that she works with. And ultimately to give me the very best starting material to craft into wine. That's actually a pretty rare talent. I think there are many growers who want to grow the most grapes. There's many growers that don't utilize all the tools available because it maybe doesn't fit with the project. But with Anne, it's 100% or nothing. So. Many vineyards go through and they do what's called a green thinning, which you take out some of the green clusters when almost everything else is colored up, and that promotes not only uniformity because everything's a little bit more the same ripeness, but it also promotes concentration and intensity of flavor. One pass is pretty common in quality viticulture. Anne's on pass number 3. And now she's going out with her sisters, with the family themselves, and just making sure that everything's perfect. So they're doing their 4th pass. That's unheard of. So that kind of gives you the level of commitment that Anne always strives for. Well, for me, step 1, don't screw it up. I mean, when you have delivered to your doorstep, to our winery, intense, richly flavored fruit, with impeccable balance, you don't want to screw it up. So we need to handle the fruit very carefully, very gently, and we really are just trying to capture the character from each grape, and you do that differently. So, we work with an array of different varieties. We produce 4 different varietals for the Yorba label, and to me they all present different challenges, whether it's capturing the spiciness and the complexity that Syrah is capable of, or the structure and the density and the richness from Tempranillo, the flair of Zin, the brightness of Barbera. They all have something a little bit different, and so you don't make them all the same. You capture what they have to offer. What makes Anne different, I think, you see it in talking to her, it's the passion. It is just there. It's this motor that just keeps going and going, and we have a great vintage. We work together. We finish the wines, we put them in the bottle, and we're thrilled with what we have. And the next question, almost immediately out of her mouth, is, how can we do better? What can we do better next year? So that, I think, is unique to Anne. We always strive for something better. With Anne, it's like it's the immediate response. It's never quite good enough. It can always be better, right?